Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, as always, presented by Heidemann and Associates.
Yeah, that's right. Just a reminder, if you have any legal needs, business, personal, want to set up living will and trust, no one better positioned to help take care of you than Heidemann and Associates. You'll even get some free sports talk. Justin loves to talk the old prep sports, so no one better to help set you up. To find out more, visit utah.law. Or for a free consultation, just tell them Rewind sent you when you call 801-754-4240.
Absolutely, and always we're brought to you by Western Governors University. Get a 1-year MBA. Look, you got to go at your own pace.
Yeah.
And then you get an MBA in a year. Go to wgu.edu to learn more and get that set up. Get set up again at your own pace, at your own time. Get going. You get that 1-year MBA at Western Governors University. All right, we're here at Morgan, the side of our game of the week. Dane will get to that. Well, maybe here a little faster than normal.
All right.
But an absolute blast to be here at Morgan. And it's also nice, kind of feels like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. We're just glad we're here and all together.
My sinuses are clearing up as we speak in the nice, crisp air, a fall setting in here. Beautiful setting and a big night on Friday night.
Absolutely. It kind of feels like Boone, North Carolina up here. But, Dane, a lot of fun. Morgan versus Grantsville rematch of the 3A state championship game a year ago.
Yeah, region rivals. They were both undefeated in the 3A North coming into this game. Both undefeated, 7-0 on the regular season. This one, a lot of buildup. And how about the first time ever Morgan wearing the black jerseys? That works well for other programs. How did it work for Morgan on Friday night? First quarter worked pretty well, Dusty, as the Morgan Trojans able to move the ball right down the field. Couple nice run plays by Gunnar Lish. We'll talk about him as the game proceeds, but it was Jet Salmon from 2 yards out, putting the Trojans on the board early. 7-0. Grantsville, what kind of response would the Cowboys have trailing? They've not trailed much this year. It was a pretty good response. Moritzen and company able to get productive offensive drive. It would be Ethan Rainier with the 5-yard run. Had a big return to set this drive up. Rainier did. He caps it off. The point after missed. 7-6 Morgan with the advantage. First quarter, Dusty, it got a little dicey. We had some turnovers. We had some special team snafu. The jet stream up here was wacko on Friday night. We'll move to the second quarter, and it is Nick Despain, a young man you'll be hearing more about. The 11-yard touchdown pass to Gavin Turner to put Morgan in front 14-6. Grantsville looking for that response. How about Gabe Moritzen? Last year's MVP in 3A, capping a drive off from 6 yards out, 14-13 with just over 4 minutes to go here in the half. Morgan a chance for points late. How about the 39-yard field goal? Blocked by Grantsville. They get great pressure, able to block the field goal. It's a 1-point game at the break. Second half, Morgan. Oh, Gunnar Lish. Big runs again to set this up. How about the 2-yard finish to put Morgan in front 21-13? Johnson, this time from 35 yards out, able to cap off the field goal. It's a 2-possession lead for the first time of the night. Just a minute and a half later, Despain. Turner for the second time, a 25-yard touchdown pass, 31-13 for the Morgan Trojans. Fourth quarter, Lish, second time's a charm, 38-13. Grantsville would add a late touchdown in this one, but Dusty, the second half for Morgan, it was all Trojans. You look at what was a 24-7 second half and a 1-point game at the break, Morgan leaving no doubt. This is a team to be reckoned with in 3A. They were third in the RPI. Grantsville was number 1. That changing after the win Friday night, and Morgan showing this team is legit and for real.
Yeah, and look, you had to get a permission to wear the blacks for one game. When you win, let them do something they won't. Let them wear what they want to wear when they want to wear it. When it comes to a football field.
I'll tell you this, they balled out in the blacks.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, you look at
I love tradition. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Tradition's important. I love tradition as well. It was a good look. There was a fun energy. I mean, you talk about the stands being packed, the blacks coming out. There was a lot that they did here last night for muscular dystrophy, other things as well. But I'll tell you the thing most impressive to me about this Morgan group, how about the physicality? Right. I mean, the line of scrimmage that they established offensively, defensively, they didn't bring a lot of blitzes. Brought 3-4 men most of the night, able to get pressure back on Hunter Bell, really stifle the ground game of Grantsville. It was a frustrating night for the Cowboys, especially in that second half. Ty Wheeler had himself a ball game. You had great pressure on the edge as well. Really didn't allow anything around the perimeter. The linebackers flowed all night. this Morgan team is for real. Man, they look every bit the part. And Dusty, while we're talking about takeaways, look, a lot of great takeaways last night, but no better takeaway than Morgan High. How about the gift basket from Trojan Nation? Wanted to thank Cade Morrell, the AD, and the whole staff here. Very accommodating, awesome, but man, not often we get gift baskets. So wanted to say thank you. Thank you to Morgan. Thank you for having us. Thank you for the gift basket. Fantastic Friday night, and no one does it better. And tip of the cap to Morgan High.
The one time I wish I wasn't in studios when Dan gets all.
Don't worry, I'll share it. I'll give him at least one piece of popcorn.
Ooh, take it. Let's get into our best of 6A, shall we? Topic will come at the bottom of the show. But, hey, the game. Now, this was our game of the week. Maybe the game of the night, the comeback of the night. Sky Ridge and Lone Peak. It was Lone Peak going up 30-10 when Hodson found Cole Christensen. Look at this ball. Rainbows right into his hands. 30-10. Maybe Lone Peak?
Yeah.
Here we go. But Smith Snowden gave up his first touchdown of the year. He gets it back with a kick return, and the return was on. Get an interception, touchdown. Walker with the TD there, he had 2 touchdowns, and then later on, including the go-ahead touchdown, 31-30, maybe a little controversy. Lone Peak thinks they have a touchdown. Nay comes back on an offensive pass interference. Say that with what you will. Also had another penalty on top, 4th and 31. Doesn't matter. And Sky Ridge comes all the way back, 21 points in the 4th quarter to bounce back after the loss to Corner Canyon and get the win. Another heartbreaking loss for Coach Brockbank and the Knights. Lost in overtime week before against the AF. They dropped the Battle of Timpanogos Highway 31-30 after being up 20 in the 4th.
That's a team you're not going to want to face. They've been so close. And look, Corner this week, going to be a big test as well. But, man, Region 4, huh?
National television. Get those 2 tough losses. They go national TV this week against Corner Canyon. But congratulations to Coach Lehman and the Falcons. Look, you can say what you will. They came back. They took that game. And congratulations to the Falcons.
Have some fans that probably won't like this statement. How about the upset of the night in 6A, Dusty? Davis and Farmington.
Yeah.
Farmington been a top 10 team all year long in our Rewind rankings. They were undefeated, taking on Davis, and the old Davis Darts had something special up the sleeve for the Farmington Phoenix. How about 3 interceptions thrown by Easton White? That Davis defense flew around. Josh Barker had 2 rushing touchdowns for the Darts from 6 and 2 yards out. It was Gage Butler, a 30-yard field goal with just a minute and a half to go to give Davis a 17-14 win. And the Darts hand Farmington their first loss of the year. Farmington falling out of first place in Region 1. That's still to be decided, but you got 3 teams atop there, Syracuse, Farmington, Davis, thanks to the Davis win. And, man, big one. Big bounce. But I don't want to say bounce back, but the way the season started for Davis, that's a long time ago, Dusty.
Only one school talks about defended tradition, and that is Davis.
Yeah.
And great one. All right, best of 5A for me. How about this? Box Elder goes up 14-7 after Jackson McKee, top 50, gets a touchdown to put the Bees up. And then here comes Woods Cross. Cash Henderson from 3 yards out. Howes gets a touchdown pass from Bailey. Bailey throws another one to Ryan Moss. And then it was Malapai with the 3-yard plunge as Woods Cross and Brody Benson. How about the Wildcats? Remember that game against Brighton? They lost at the goal line. Thought, well, where's this going? It's going straight to the top of Region 5 as they get the win over Box Elder 35-21. Congratulations to Woods Cross. They improved to 5-3 on the year.
A great win for Woods Cross. Great to see that program back, right? Good job, Coach Benson. Just his second year. Impressive. Hey, how about my best of 5A? It was a great first half for Park City, Dusty. They're hosting Brighton. This is looking like a team that, hey, we're contending for Region 6. It's 33-17 in the break. The Miners feeling good. Grover had a pair of rushing touchdowns. And then the second half started. Brighton, man, they came out on fire. How about a 30-0 second half for the Bengals? Case Gurr had 4 rushing touchdowns in this one from 63, 4, 7, and 32 yards. Jack Johnson had 2 passing touchdowns, both of them to Matheson from 19 and 11. As the second half surge, able to allow Brighton to come back, pounce on the Miners. 47-33 the final for Brighton Nation.
30 unanswered points.
Yeah,
man. Satura, someone picked them with Region 6. I might not win the week-to-week picks, but I feel pretty good, at least on that one. Anyway, so all right, let's go to our Game Night Live Game League. JJ and Sly go all the way to St. George.
Yeah.
They go do Snow Canyon and Dixie. And someone is calling for them to start calling it the lava pit. Because if you haven't been to Snow Canyon, it was one of the old lava field right there. Pretty good. That's a pretty good call on the name. But Snow Canyon, this wasn't a comeback and a run. This was a run from the very beginning. The first quarter, 21 points from Snow Canyon. Will Warner had 2 touchdowns. Tegan Hugh had another. And then Jake Hill, a 6-yard touchdown catch from Hunter Johnson. And the route was on one of the original 3. This is the battle original 3. Snow Canyon runs away from Dixie, 56-12.
Wow.
Tim Nowatzki and the crew on offense had it going. Coach Espin's got to feel good. And you want to know why they played so well?
I know why they played well.
The All Blacks were there again. I'm telling you, might be the best looking uniform in the state of Utah. When they go the all black with the green, the gold helmets, yeah, looks good, feel good, play good. Congratulations to the Warriors.
Snow Canyon looking really good right now. My best of 4A, we talked about a matchup maybe to decide the northern region, Dusty. Skyview, Mountain Crest, old school matchup here. The Mustangs, they are back. Not quite enough for Skyview on this Friday night. Brevin Egbert had 4 rushing touchdowns for the Cats, including a 50-yarder as Skyview cruises to the 35-14 win. Remain atop of that region with Ridgeline. The Riverhawks not going away. Yeah.
The baby Riverhawks, the young ones, right?
Yeah,
They're all trying to come back on that one. That's a good one. All right, best of the rest. This is a Dusty versus Dane. This is Dane's tradition team.
Yeah.
The Milford men going to Kanab, Little Hollywood, and my Cardiac Cowboys. Well, this was a shootout. You show up into Gunsmoke's territory. Beep, 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 beep. We're going to go. And it was all Kanab after a quick start. It was 14, or pardon me. I mean, it was final score. Let's give you the final score. Let's bury. I'm not going to bury the lead. We're just going to tell you. 49-34. How about this? This is offense galore, but it was in the second half. Griffin Bone and crew got going. It was Case and James' 6-yard touchdown catch. Goober had a touchdown run, then Franklin as well. Goober had his second, as it was Kanab just taking care of business, winning this one 49-34. The 1A South is still Enterprise's world. Everyone else is just living in it, but Kanab hanging around.
All right, my best of the rest, Dusty. This was another Dusty versus Dane special. And you'll have to see how that all worked out. Go watch our picks video every week. Some were calling for a comeback. We'll see if a comeback was put on or not. Manti Richfield, Dusty.
Yes.
I went Richfield. You went Manti. Now, look, I'm going to be truthful. I thought we were picking the second half. How about a 28-0 first half for Manti? The Templars came to play early, had a huge lead. Richfield tried in that second half, just not enough to get back in it. 41-21, the final for Manti. Kason Douglas, 5 passing touchdowns for the Templars, 3 of them to Frisch Connect, 54-75 receiving yard touchdowns for Frisch Connect in that, and then Pogrzewski with a 58-yard touchdown run as the Templars overwhelm Richfield in an impressive fashion, 41-21.
They just wanted to make Greg Sterner happy.
Yeah.
He's on the call on that one. But, congratulations, Templars. That was a good one. All right, let's go a little different. Let's go to our topic now.
Yeah.
We'll go quick hits at the very end, brought to you by Western Governors University. But let's go to our topic, brought to you by Heidemann and Associates. Go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you, get a free consultation. We're going to consult you on, some of the best storylines. I mean, this could be players, this can be teams, and everything else. We want to talk about some of the leaders. And here's the deal. Some people might be yelling at your screen saying, hey, it's the best, he's the leader in the nation, anything else like that. Look, here's what we're deciding to do. Because stats can be reported and can't be reported.
Well, at different starts of the season, and it's
We aim for accuracy.
Reasonable accuracy.
The best we can.
Yeah.
Based on what's reported. But we just don't want to be off and say, hey, this guy's this, that, and the other. So anyway, we want to talk about some of the fun stuff. And some guys might be leading in the nation. We get it. We want to pound our chest for the state of Utah. But we're just going to talk about Utah leaders based on what's been reported.
Yeah.
So Dane, one of your favorite storylines you've seen this far?
All right, let me give you this one. We've talked about this one a couple times, but there's actually there's notice that we need to send out here, all right? So, look, we talked about Region 1. We talked about all the happenings. Davis off to a slow start when the year started. Syracuse off to a slow start when the season started. Syracuse now undefeated in that region. Farmington and Davis both a game back. How about the Titans? Talk about the way in which that group has been growing. How about Brevin Hamblin? Now, this is not including Friday night. I don't know if this is updated as of Friday night or not, but going into the game Friday, Brevin Hamblin, 5 interceptions this season, 12 over his career, Syracuse school record.
Right.
So I wanted to throw that out to Brevin. Congratulations. That defense been flying around for the Titans as they're making their second half surge in region play. Brevin Hamblin, that defense, been a big reason why. But school record for Brevin Hamblin. Congratulations.
That's really good. Hey, and anyone knows me knows I want to see the ball in the air. But let's go to a team that has a Division I quarterback on it that says, put the ball in the air. Three things happen. You put the ball in the air, and two of them aren't good. We're going to run the football. Springville. How about this? Tavita Valetti leading the state as of Friday night. The way it was reported, 16 touchdowns on the year. Not only that, here's another fun fact. You ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
The next closest running back with as many carries to Tavita Valetti, more or less than 55 carries.
Wait, say that again.
So Tavita Valetti leads the state in carries.
Yep.
Okay, attempts, rushing attempts.
Yep.
Is he plus 50 or minus 50 more than number 2?
I'm going to say plus 50.
65 going into at least last reported. He had 65 more attempts.
Yeah.
You talk about a workhorse. Mercy. He's not a work. That guy's an oxen. Many, many oxen. Many, many mooksen. Man, he's been outstanding running the football this year for Springville.
You want additional context to that?
Yeah.
He's averaging over 200 yards a game.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, this last week they threw for over 300 in that game as well. So it's a versatile offense. You talk about you love the ball through there. Yeah, they'll put it down on the ground as well, right? They'll run, they'll throw, do a little bit of everything. I'll give you one more fun fact about Valetti. He's averaging 13 points a game.
Yeah.
There you
going
go.
into, like I said, 16 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
That's a good one. Hey, you like guys who can throw the football. Well, let's talk about the state's leading passer, shall we? Not that one. I had you. Alex Jackson,
That's what you're gonna go with,
Juab. Well, okay. He's not a big headliner, right? Alex Jackson, Juab, multi-year starter for the Wasps. I know everyone in Nephi is like, yes, he is. We know who Jackson is. But a lot of the state, when you think of quarterbacks, you think of Dusty's Region 4, right?
Yeah.
Alex Jackson,
Dusty's.
what a year. He's thrown for over 2,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. Young man should be playing at corner. They already got one. But I'm telling you, Alex Jackson, what a year he's had for the Wasps.
May not have a spot there because Isaac Wilson is having a pretty good year.
I think he'd fit that offense pretty well. That's what we're saying.
Let me tell you this. We have schools going turf everywhere.
Yeah.
Juab, don't touch that field. Don't touch that field. That field on Friday night, you haven't seen it. They went blackout. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Do not touch that field. Roy already lost theirs. Don't touch Juab. Don't. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
Morgan's got a pretty nice field, huh?
Yes, they do. It is gorgeous. But that paint J on, oh, man, that was beautifully done there at Juab. That's a good one. Yeah, you're not going to get that one past me. I watch Alex Jensen on Watch Red Zone. You get to watch everybody. Everybody's in the club. All right, you ready for the leading receiver in the state of Utah? You ready for this one?
I know it, actually. But go for it.
Take care is number 1 in your hearts. But number 1 on the stat book, it is Crew Erickson, 1,100 yards. 1,100 yards. It's been a tough year for Wasatch as a young team. He also leads the state in touchdown catches with 12. This kid's having a game over 100 and nearly 160 yards a game going into where it may or may not have been reported last night.
That's the thing that blows my mind. This is at Wasatch. Remember, they lost their quarterback, lost their best receiver, and it's Crew Erickson leading the state in receiving. Now, in fairness to Tate, right, I'll protect Uncle Dusty here a little bit. He's just 30 yards behind and 1 touchdown behind. He's right there.
Yeah,
but it is
he's right
Crew.
there.
Statistically, it is Crew. So great year.
But Tate is number 1 in everybody's hearts. Yeah, he's having a great Tate Carey. We always joke, and sometimes Dusty pushing the narrative, being fun on the show.
Yeah.
Just making sure you understand. Tate Care is an absolute stud.
Yes.
Stud.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of fun. Any other ones?
You ready for total yardage?
I love it.
You want to know who has the most total yards in the state? Give me a guess. Who you think has the most total yards?
From North Sevier, right?
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
No.
Really?
I can't believe Dusty missed this, actually, because it's from his San Juan Broncos.
Oh, what am I doing?
Parker Snyder,
Yeah.
thrown for over 2,000 yards, ran for nearly 500. Number 1 in total yardage, Parker Snyder, the Broncos, that offense. Hey, can we talk a little defense, shall we? Right? There's more than one aspect to this game. Dusty loves the ball through the air, but there's other things. How about our leading tackler, Christian Blanche? Linebacker at Fremont, missed a lot of last year with injury. He's back this year, leading tackler in the state. And how about this? 14 TFLs for the Fremont Silver Wolves. It's been a tough year. David Calvert on the outside has been their best receiving option. Defensively, Christian Blanche, one of the top tacklers and TFL men in the state, having a fantastic year for Fremont in what's been a tough year in Plain City.
Number 1 sack artist in the state. You know who it is?
I do, but go for it.
Because he does his homework.
I did prep. Yeah.
How about Brady Freeman from
Yeah.
South Summit?
Yeah.
18 sacks. Folks, we got 4 weeks left. Well, 3 weeks left, 3 or 4 weeks left
Yeah.
in the season, regular season. By the way, stats do carry through the postseason. This young man could be going after something here.
You wanna know-
18 sacks.
You want to know crazy? So he's averaging 2.5 per game, and the total yardage of those sacks is 113 yards. That's 100 yards he's given to his offense via his sacks.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, well, just kind of.
Can I throw another one out
Yeah.
there for you? Young man who's missed some time this year, Zion Andreasen from East. 10 sacks, so he's a ways behind, but he's only played in 5 games. So he's got 3 less games. If he had played the whole season, he'd be right up there. But wanted to give Andreasen a shout
Yeah.
out, future USU Aggie, but young man at East has had a phenomenal year.
Now, I'll give you this one. Jarrett Lawson from, which school, right? 2 games, 4 interceptions.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But number 1 interception artist in the year, I know you know this one already. We're doing this because we interviewed him.
Yeah.
Malik Johnson, 7 picks. Last reported through 7 games. 8th game hadn't been reported yet. 7. I don't know if he had any other night.
Terrorizing opponents. They went up and took on an Idaho team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little tough.
Tough one. Yeah, Soda Springs.
They punched it above their weight class a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where their losses have come this year.
Look, that's how you're going to get better, right? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. So
Hear
they
that?
say.
Hey, look, Dusty, kickers are people too.
Really?
Let's get into some kicking, shall we? Moose Bingham somewhere is like, thank you, Dane. Maybe this is the Moose impact on the show of Rewind. You bring Moose with me, this is what you get.
Yeah.
We talk about kickers and punters. How about Rhett Thompson? Young man has not missed a PAT this year. 9 field goals, and he's number 1 at points.
There we go.
Rhett Thompson
There we go.
having a fantastic year. You want to know what the longest field goal made this year is?
57 yards.
No. That's actually a good guess, though. According to stats reported.
Okay.
Maybe there was one and it's not in. According to what's been reported, 52 yards. And it's our old friends at Juan Diego as Aurora Morgant.
It was
52
until
yarder.
last night. Lone Peak kicker hit a 57-yarder
Did
last
he?
night. Yes, he did.
Okay, well, there you go.
So-
Ian Sanchez then.
Why we say as
Through stats reported. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't get mad at us when it's not on the books yet.
You want one more fun fact?
I love fun facts.
I'm going to give you 2.
A twofer.
Yeah, a twofer.
Yeah, it's a double stuffed Oreo. All right,
Because
I'm in.
if you listen to Moose and I, Moose breaks down punting. So we have to get to punters. All right? Now,
Have to or get to. See? Didn't go negative.
have to, Dusty. Have to. Look, young man we talked about a lot this year as a quarterback. How about Josh Calvert as a punter for the Skyline Eagles? He's got 12 punts inside the opponent's 20. And by the way, these aren't like little 15 dunkers. He's the leading punter in the state. 46-yard average on these kicks. So Calvert, good depth, good accuracy. Young man booting the ball really well. And by the way, you want to know the longest punt we've had this year?
Let's hear it.
75 yards.
Wow.
75-yard punt, right? Pretty doggone good by Lincoln Eberhardt at Alta. Can you guess what the state record is for longest punt in state history?
85.
Well, that's a good guess. 92. How in the world do you get a 92-yard? I mean, I know how you
good
do it,
roll.
but imagine that 92-yard punt that goes all the way back to 1976, and old Al Romero at Kearns High School. Good old Al.
Someone
Good old
tag Al so Al knows we talked about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Dane caught you.
Little
He
Cougar
knows.
pride there, right?
Absolutely. All right, let's get to quick hits brought to you by Western Governors University. Do it on your own time. Get a 1-year MBA at Western Governors University. Dane, go ahead.
Well, we talked about Andreasen for East and Calvert for Skyline. These 2 programs played on Thursday night, and this was all East, Dusty. The Leopards looking like the Leopards of old. Over 500 yards of total offense. That sounds familiar. Amini Amone, 23 rushes, 168 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. Michael Fanua ran for almost 150 yards and a pair of rushing touchdowns as well. John Amone had a 21-yard block kick he took for a touchdown. Chase Barker with the pick six. East all over Skyline. 56-21, leave no doubt.
So good to see Amini Amone get in the end zone.
Yeah, right.
At the beginning of games. All right, let's go to the craziest finish of the night, shall we? And I already talked about Skyridge Lone Peak. Let's go through this one. Jordan and Cottonwood. 15 years ago, this is we're there, right? Been a little different, but we love talking about these kids. As Jordan takes a lead late in the game, as Karen Owens gets a 10-yard catch from Colton Austin, but then here comes Cottonwood. It's Donald Maya with a 30-yard touchdown catch from Brock Simpson. And then at the end of the game, a fair catch on an onside kick. If you don't know this rule, let's
You
tell
do now.
Bingham If you don't believe me, I had this on Bishop Gorman Bingham back in 2014. Fair catch on a onside kick, get a free kick.
Or on a punt as well, right?
Yep. You get a free kick, okay? Here we go. Free kick, and it is Ryan Nielsen from 45 yards out. No contest. When we say free kick, no contest, nothing. Buries it, and it is back-to-back wins for the Cottonwood Colts, 25-24. Congratulations to Cottonwood.
And let's clarify something real quickly. Some social media
Commissioner
comments,
Cuff,
right? Yeah, Commissioner Cuff obviously going to work with the rules committee and the players union to get this also.
Yeah.
Not how it works, folks. This is an NFHS rule, and you can go find videos at other levels of football. This is not a UHSAA thing. I just want to clarify that. This is a consistent rule in football, just not very well known.
Yeah, we've seen some tweets. We want to clarify some stuff. A little tongue-in-cheek on that, but the Activity Association director, Rob Cuff, he's not the commissioner, doesn't make rules. He just represents and takes the guff for everybody else. So,
How about a big comeback on Friday night from the Granger Lancers? Dusty, look, Kearns played very well early in this one. They led 16-7 at the break. But then here came the Lancers. Landon Figueroa had 3 receiving touchdowns for Granger. We talk about state records. He tied the state record last week for most touchdowns receiving touchdowns in a game. This week he only had 3 as he helps Granger come from behind 34-24 over Kearns. The Lancers are undefeated in region play.
Yeah, you ready for a game I normally don't talk about, but there's a reason why I'm doing this. Emory versus Providence Hall. Providence Hall is going to take care of business for me. They're at 14-7. Then Creek Sharp gets a touchdown catch from Wade Stilson. If you're a Stilson and you do well, I talk about it. That's the one family that gets the but there is one more. The game-winning touchdown comes from Carbon High alum Lindy Miller's son, Treg Miller, a 10-yard catch from Wade Stilson, part of the right family. And Emory comes back to win 21-14. Congratulations to the Spartans.
You just got to have the right last name and the right connection to Carbon, and we'll talk about you, Emory. It's that simple.
That easy. It's just that easy.
How about a Region 3 battle? Riverton, Harriman, and Riverton had the 14-0 lead. Harriman comes back in the second half trying to make this close. They do make it close, but in the end, not quite enough. Easton Hicks, a 56-yard rushing touchdown. Turville had a pair of field goals, 22-14, Silverwolves over the Stangs.
I talked about it earlier. Alex Jensen, the leading passer in the state of Utah. Juab brings in Canyon View, and we had this on our picks. Say, hey, if it's going to be close, if it's Canyon View, it's going to be close. Well, Juab just made sure that it was not, as it was Jensen finding Ingram, Ingram, Nielsen twice, and then also Justin Stevens. Probably found Nielsen 3 times for touchdowns as Juab puts up 49 points on Canyon View. They stay undefeated, 8-0. We talked about Grantsville Morgan. Look out for the Wasps.
North Summit and Gunnison Valley. Gunnison Valley had the lead 13-6 at the break, but a 16-0 third quarter. Jake Smith had a pair of rushing touchdowns from 29 and 56 yards. North Summit comes from behind to stun the Dogs 22-19.
Yeah, that was a good one down the stretch to go get in that one. Hey, let's go Region 3, shall we? When we talk about teams, one of us picked this team to win region, and now they're coming through. Mountain Ridge West Jordan, that young, pesky Jaguar team, only their second loss on the year because Mountain Ridge took care of business. Down the stretch, it was Brody Laga, he hit field goals of 47, 44, and 45. This after bouncing back after missing a PAT. We talk about resiliency, right? Miss a PAT, come back, get your mind right, get things done, get some good self-talk, and Brody Laga puts the ball through the uprights to take care of business. 15-7 Sentinels knock off the Jags.
How about another rivalry matchup, this time in Bountiful? The Red Hawks and the Vikings going toe-to-toe. Viewmont has had this game circled, Dusty.
Yes.
They led this one 7-3. Bountiful has to come back in the fourth quarter, a 14-0 fourth for the Red Hawks as Morrison had a 3-yard touchdown run given the lead. Cresswell with a 19-yard pick six to separate it. 17-7. Bountiful gets the win over the Vikings.
Hey, what do we keep saying over and over again for years for American Fork? If they just had a defense. How about this one? It was a defense from American Fork pitching a shutout, 17-0. They go into the Grove, shut out the Vikings, and in this one, it was Champion Edwards finding Hunter Clegg playing tight end. Got him on both sides of the football, one of the best players in the state of Utah. The touchdown catch from Champion Edwards, who threw 2 touchdowns. The other one to Wesley Vewig, and it's a 17-0 win. cavemen over the Vikings.
We got a lot of folks in Hawaii waiting for this update. Timpview and
yes, they
Orem,
are.
Dusty, huh? The T-Birds and the Tigers. Oh my goodness, a 28-0 second quarter for Timpview. Isaiah Vea, what a night he had. 2 rushing touchdowns, including a 20-yard pick six. 3 touchdowns on the night for Vea. Sarah had a 71-yard pick six. And how about Helaman Kasuga, the freshman? 3 passing touchdowns, 1 to Esplin, 2 to Vea. Quarterback getting settled there at Timpview as they cruise past Orem 62-42 in the win.
You ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
Payson has not had a winning season since 1978. They fall behind 7-0 as Wesley Sogg with a 8-yard touchdown run. And then here comes a green wave. For the first time since 1978, Payson can have a winning record. It was Trevin Wall with a 93-yard kick return because they scored. Oh no. And Trevin Wall just took care of business. 93-yard kick return. It was Swayze, not Swazi. 48-yard touchdown catch from Cade Edwards. A 28-yard touchdown run from Bulkley. He had 2. Wall also had a 75-yard kick return after the 93-yarder. Yeah, that's 2 of them for over 170 yards. Congratulations. Cooper Swayze had another touchdown later as well.
Payson has a big game this week. Big game for Payson this week. Hey, I got one more for you.
Yep.
Well, apparently I have a couple. But I'll pick one more.
Okay.
Logan taking on
Yeah.
team up north. Green Canyon.
Yeah.
My bad, Wolves. How about the Logan Grizzlies? We talk about this program being rebuilt. Great job. Titan Mason, 4 rushing touchdowns for the Grizz. 28-14 over the Wolves.
You can give us one more.
All right, one more. I was going to go Spanish Fork over Wasatch. Talk about the great passing attack crew. Erickson, that receiver, but Spanish Fork, my goodness. The offense came to play Friday night. 3 rushing touchdowns for Buck. 56-20. Dons quietly winning a lot of games in Region 9.
Keeping their eyes up and doing the work,
Yeah.
getting it done. If we missed anything, we apologize, but hit us up.
Yep.
By the way, watch the top 5 videos, watch our picks videos, beat Dusty, pick against Dane, and then look out for our rankings videos. We're still continuing to roll them through as well as we get closer and closer to the state tournament starting. But
One more note.
yeah,
Wanted to just share
right.
condolences. Had a former coach at Alta, former defensive coordinator, pass away this last week in Phil Jensen. Phil was a state champion at Viewmont High School, was a 4-year contributor at BYU, played from 72 to 75, was defensive coordinator for over 20 years at Alta, was the first defensive coordinator when that program started in 78, helped to instill the toughness, grittiness of that defense as that program was starting, helped coach them to 2 state championships over his time there, passed away this last week. Was a history teacher at Alta for many years, had a great competitive spirit to him, really helped lay the foundation of that great program. Wanted to send our condolences to the Alta High alum and faithful and the Jensen family. Losing a good man, great teacher in Phil Jensen this last week.
Absolutely. Heartfelt condolences out to everyone in the Alta family. But for Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us watching KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com.